What if I told you that a single FBI agent fooled the entire American Mafia for 6 straight years? Not just one crew, not just one boss, but multiple crime families, including the infamous Bonanno family. They trusted him, embraced him, and even prepared to officially induct him as one of their own. All the while, he was feeding everything back to the FBI. That man was Joe Pistone, also known by his undercover name, Donnie Brasco. He sat down with Joe Rogan to share the full story. It is raw, terrifying, and almost unbelievable. This was not a movie plot. This was real life, with real guns, real murders, and real trust earned inside a world where one wrong word gets you killed. If you think you know the story because you watched the Donnie Brasco movie, think again. There is a lot Hollywood left out. So here are 10 takeaways that will open your eyes to what it really means to infiltrate the Mafia from the inside. Takeaway 1. How Donnie Brasco fooled the Mafia. Joe Pistone did not just play a role. He became Donnie Brasco. Over 6 years, he built deep relationships with wise guys who believed he was a jewel thief with serious skills. He was never introduced by an informant. Instead, he entered cold, meaning he had to earn trust from scratch. He created a full identity with real documents, an apartment, utility bills, and even a believable backstory. He said he was an orphan who moved between Florida and California. That way, no one could ask about his parents, his siblings, or anyone who could accidentally expose the lie. When the Mafia finally accepted him, they brought him into their homes, their businesses, and their darkest secrets. He fooled made men, capos, and even bosses. At one point, he was sent to sit down with 2 different Mafia families to form criminal partnerships on their behalf. That level of trust had never been achieved by a federal agent before. The Mafia thought Donnie Brasco was one of them. And by the time they figured out he was not, it was far too late. That kind of deception does not happen by luck. It takes precision, patience, and nerve. And Joe Pistone had all 3. Takeaway 2. He nearly became a made man. The biggest sign of trust in the Mafia is being inducted as a made man. That means you become an official member of the family. You are protected. No one can touch you without permission. Joe Pistone was just months away from that ceremony. Sonny Black, one of the Bonanno capos, told him he had already proposed him for membership. The plan was to open the books in December, and Pistone would be brought in. The FBI had to shut the operation down in July before the ceremony could happen. Pistone admits that part of him wanted to go through with it, just to prove how deep he had gotten. If an FBI agent had officially become a made man, it would have been the greatest infiltration in criminal history. That close call shows just how effective his cover was. The Mafia was ready to make him one of their own. They had no clue who he really was. Takeaway 3. Trust was built, not borrowed. Inside the Mafia, trust is not given. It is earned. Pistone started by simply being seen in the right places. He sat alone in bars where known gangsters hung out. He kept his head down, spoke only when spoken to, and paid his tabs in cash. Slowly, one guy started talking to him, then another. He never pushed his story. He let them ask. When he finally showed someone a packet of diamonds and offered a fair street price, that was his first hook. He did not say he was a jewel thief. He showed it. And when the money came back to him through that man, unasked, it was proof that trust had begun. From there, he was introduced to more serious figures, and every move he made added a brick to the wall of credibility. That is how you fool not just one man, but an entire system, bit by bit, without rushing, like water carving stone. Takeaway 4. Becoming Donnie took real training. This level of infiltration was not just about wearing a wire or changing clothes. Pistone had to live the life. He went to diamond school so he could speak like a real jewel expert. He learned how to pick locks, disable alarms, and crack safes. He trained with the FBI's tech guys and practiced until it felt natural. He even had to learn how to steal cars, because one of his first assignments was posing as a car thief for a hijacking crew. His fake identity was not just a name. It was a fully operational life. He had an apartment under the alias, a car, phone bills, a driver's license, and everything else a real criminal might have. That is why no one could trace him. He left no loose ends. If you wanted to disappear into the underworld, you would have to do exactly what Joe Pistone did. Takeaway 5. This was a one-man mission. Unlike the movies where there is always someone watching your back, Pistone had no team behind him. He did not have agents following in cars or hidden cameras watching from rooftops. His only contact was a single FBI agent he could call if something went wrong. That was it. He had to memorize every name, every face, and every secret he was told, then call them in later to be typed up into reports. He wore a wire only when absolutely necessary because mob guys hugged, patted down pockets, and were paranoid. He worked 7 days a week, often until 3 or 4 in the morning, for 6 straight years. He said if the mob saw you during the week, but not on weekends, they would ask where you went. So he was always around, always visible, and always playing the part. That isolation would break most people. For Pistone, it was part of the job. We're halfway through the video. Thanks for sticking with us. If you're enjoying it, hit the thumbs up and share it in your WhatsApp groups. If you'd like to support us, please tap the thanks button below. It helps us keep making great content. Drop a comment and don't forget to hit subscribe for more. Now let's continue with the video. Takeaway 6. The Mafia controlled everything. In the 1970s and 80s, the Mafia was not just a criminal gang. It was a parallel economy. They controlled the docks, the unions, the trucking industry, and even vending machines in cities like Milwaukee. Pistone helped arrange a fake vending machine business in Milwaukee with another undercover agent. But when they tried to install their machines in restaurants, no one would take them. Why? Because the Mafia already had their own machines in place. The mob got a cut from everything. If you wanted to move goods, run a club, or hijack a truck, they had to get paid. That is the level of control Pistone was up against. He was not just infiltrating a crew. He was diving into an entire underground economy. Takeaway 7. Many agents fall in love with the life. Some undercover agents lose themselves in the role. The money, the power, the respect. They walk into restaurants and get treated like royalty. They never wait in line. They never pay full price. Pistone said he met guys who became informants and still wished they could go back to that life. But he never fell for it. He always saw it as a job. He never changed who he was. He did not act like a gangster. He did not start talking tough or flashing money. That is why he stayed sane. He knew the life was poison, even if it looked like gold. Takeaway 8. Discipline was the difference. Pistone never drank more than half a beer. He never used drugs. He stayed fit, went to the gym, and stuck to his personal limits. When someone offered him cocaine in a nightclub, he slapped the guy's hand away and said he only made money off that stuff. He did not use it. He knew young agents who thought they had to drink, fight, or party to be convincing. Pistone did none of that. He said the real test is sticking to your own standards, even when the world around you is fake. That is how you stay sharp. That is how you stay alive. Takeaway 9. They wanted him dead after the truth. When the FBI pulled Pistone out and revealed who he really was, the Mafia put a price on his head. The commission set a $500,000 contract to have him killed. The FBI had to meet with all the crime bosses and warn them to leave Pistone alone. Still, he stayed alert. He moved often. He lived with the knowledge that any street-level guy trying to make a name might come after him. Even now, he knows that risk never fully disappears. And all of it started because he fooled them so well. They felt betrayed at the deepest level. Takeaway 10. Hollywood could not capture it all. The movie Donnie Brasco is a great film, but it is still fiction. One scene shows his character slapping his wife. Pistone said that never happened and was not in the original script. He was furious about it. On the other hand, he had great respect for Johnny Depp, who played him. They spent time together before filming. Depp studied his mannerisms so well that even Pistone's mother once mistook him for her son. They became friends, and Depp even visited Pistone's wife before she passed away. That part was real. But most of the job, the fear, the loneliness, and the constant tension can never be fully shown on screen. It was far too real for Hollywood. Joe Pistone did not just fool a few criminals. He fooled an entire system built on paranoia, loyalty, and fear. He became a ghost in the Mafia machine, unseen and completely trusted, until the day the truth came out. His story is not about being brave. It is about being precise, patient, and fully committed. So the next time you hear someone say they want to live like a gangster, ask them if they are ready to live like Donnie Brasco. Alone, hunted, and fully in control. Which takeaway hit you the hardest? Let us know in the comments and share this video if you think someone needs to know what it really means to live undercover. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support this channel, hit the thanks button below. It really helps us keep going. If you enjoyed this summary, please leave a like and share it in your WhatsApp groups. To join discussion about this video, drop a comment below. And for more videos like this, hit the subscribe button below.